Mhm. Program note. Program note, if you're within the sound of my voice, as they used to say back in radio days, I'm starting a brand new meditation class live and in person. Thursday nights, regular, 6 p.m. at the Pleasant Hill Community Center, where I teach yoga as well. So if you're interested, 6 to 7 p.m., and it's the sister class to the yoga class that I teach on Tuesday nights. And I'm really looking forward to growing that class. And so if you're interested in coming by, first class free, can't beat the price. Teacher's pretty good. He's not bad. Anyway, on to the topic. I do wish to issue a disclaimer about everything I'm going to talk about in today's talk. This is all a first person communication. Okay, so if it sounds like I'm being uh, strident or harsh or critical, or yeah, those are sufficient words, then they're directed at myself, but I delivering the words for benefit. And the whole topic this week is upper limit living and how we might move in that direction. And with that in mind, I was thinking that the games that we humans play, to some degree, all of our lives are characterized by some sort of game that we're playing. Now, if you are a parent, and most of you are, I'm not, but I've been a kid, and when we were kids, we were expert at making up games. Man, it was one game after the next. We get together with our buddies, our friends, our cohorts, and it's astonishing the imagination that kids can come up with to come up with one game after the next. And these games seem so incredibly real, don't they? And they involve personalities and position and power and place and adventure, and there are squabbles and there are alliances and there are betrayals, and these games involve all the emotions, sometimes tears or anger or fighting, and then 30 minutes later that game is done, it's forgotten, and a new game is invented. Now, I wonder what degree we really let go of that when we become so-called adults. We certainly get older chronologically. That's not in question. I guess the variable might be to what degree we uplift and upgrade and expand the volume and the magnificence of the game that we're playing. I think it really does beg the question, what's the largest game that we can play when we're here on Earth? Now, you know me, I'm a absolute firm proponent that consciousness is ongoing and that we certainly are occupying many, many lifetimes and learning a variety of lessons and probably playing a host of different games that are all required and necessary that we gain full knowledge of our true nature, our sovereign capacity to create, and uh, our citizenship in this universe and the part that we play, our mission and our purpose. So we're always up to some kind of game, and there's now here comes the first person communication. It's amazing that at this stage of my life, how quickly I can get caught up in a very small game. Somebody cuts me off on the freeway, or I get this kind, somebody says this and I feel slighted, or somebody says that and I feel scared, or somebody says this and I feel threatened, and my cat jumps off me and I take it personally, or I turn on the news and I see this headline, and the game I'm playing is just so small, and my emotional fluctuations are just so surface. It's the surface of the ocean, just, the waves on the surface, rather than playing the largest game that I can play. Now, what's the largest game that I can think of for myself? The largest game that I could play would be to be the largest channel of radiance, love, and light, wisdom, healing, education, and truth, to the degree that my higher power is um, endowed upon me the ability to do it. That would be the largest game. And anytime I'm playing a smaller game, I'm just damn well wasting space and time. And it doesn't mean my destiny won't unfold. It doesn't mean that everything's always working out for me. It just means in that moment, I am constrained and restricted by an absurd, ridiculously small game that is just the payoff of which is really absurd. It's such a law of diminishing returns to play small games. So, you know, today or tomorrow when I get that email or somebody says this or this person looks at me askance or I think of something in the past or a game that didn't work out in the past or I think that there's no bigger games to play, it's like I hope that I take myself up sharp, I fetch myself up sharply, as they say, and I say to myself, Mr. Gregg, is that the biggest game that you can play? Why are you wasting time with such a small game? And then I certainly can ask the infinite game player to say, God, what's the biggest game I can play? And please snap me out of my reticence and my absurdity and provide for me, remind me in clear, uncertain, absolutely certain terms what it is that I could be doing in this moment. And I and then I can begin to move toward upper limit living rather than absurd, childish, ridiculous, small-minded, pecuniary games. Anyway, that's my thought. Love you a lot. Let's talk about this tomorrow and play a big game. See you.